Hi Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly reading. This week we are doing predictions, okay? So this week is my first time doing predictions in a collective sense. So we're sort of going with the flow, guys, and seeing how it's working out. We've had some pretty deep messages coming through for some of the other signs so far. So make sure you do check your other big placements because we have had some very interesting messages so far. But please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. And I have the Voice of the Souls Oracle, the Scrying Ink Lenormand deck, as well as the Love Message Oracle cards. Those ones are a little bit more straightforward, but we're still getting some interesting messages. Okay, so we'll get into it for you, Aries. I will also apologize in advance if if I do have any coughing or anything like that. I have been really sick last week, so I've only just sort of started to feel better the last few days. I still do have a bit of a cough. Okay, gotta love flu season. It's heading into winter over here in Australia, and the weather has been, bundles of fun. Okay, Aries, predictions for Aries. What do you want to predict for our Aries? Predictions that Aries needs to be aware of. Okay, and predictions for Aries, please. Do you want to give another card on that one at all? Not really. Okay. So I'll show you that second two first, because I do have learning has come through here, as well as you. Okay, when I have asked if there was a second card, so we are just seeing, the you card is somewhat irrelevant here. It's rather it's all about focusing on yourself and just showing us that the learning that you're doing at the moment, it's all about you yourself, Aries. That predicting that there is the need for you to learn a little bit more about yourself. There may be the need to further your education when it comes to who you are. Okay, it seems to be, it's about this prediction of a side of yourself that you don't understand or know very well, and you're learning more about that. So for some of you, I am picking up that it is learning something about something that you like, something within yourself that you have been kind of hiding from, telling yourself that no, that's not real, that's not happening, that I'm not able to do that. An ability that you have been closed off to. So for some of you, this is like a spiritual gift that you have been closed off to, and you're actually stopping and realizing, do you know what? There's something to that, and I do want to learn more about that, how to utilize that gift, how to, grow that ability within myself. So and for some of you, it's not so much an esoteric ability. It's like an actual ability that's something that you've only just sort of realized, hang on, I'm really good at this. So it's like that kind of, just as an example, like, you've never really played sports very much in your life, and then you go to a game of golf with a friend, and you realize, hang on, wow, I'm actually like really naturally skilled at this, and so I might want to learn more about golf and actually start playing golf. So for some of you, it's something more physical realm like that, but for others of you, it is something to do with like a physical gift. But there is an ability or a gift that you have, a skill that you have, that you're kind of only just starting to understand this skill or ability. And the prediction is that, for some of you, you haven't even noticed it yet. So the prediction is that you are going to, take a bit more notice of this skill, this ability. Give yourself credit that, yeah, I am actually really good at that. So I'm going to put some energy and time into, perfecting that skill, learning more about how to use that skill, how to, deepen that skill and get even better at that skill. So, for some of you, it's something that you haven't even become aware of as of yet. But for others of you, this is something that you have just started to realize, or it's like a skill that you've had in the back of your mind and you've said, oh, I can't do anything with that skill. Like, what use is knowing how to play golf to me, but nowadays you're kind of like, you know what, I was really naturally just good at golf, so I'm going to go back and, learn more about that and see what I can do with this skill. So we are predicting that the more that you learn about this skill of yours and develop this skill, that it's really actually going to become something quite important for you in your life. Okay, so very interesting straight off the bat there with that, but we do have these two came out together. We have the burden of tears has come through with abundance. Okay, so straight away, this actually shows me, because abundance should not be carried as a burden. So it's kind of something, it's a juxtaposition energy here. This prediction is about the juxtaposition of this happening for you. So for some of you, this is very integrally linked with what people call poverty mindset. So you may want to look into that a little bit for yourself here, Aries, where it's that mindset, right? That, if you've spent your whole life not having a lot of money and having to, really hold back and be very careful of what you're spending, and those sorts of things, that flows through, and you're limiting yourself to, oh, I don't deserve money. It becomes this ingrained sort of habit to say to yourself, I've never had money, so therefore I'm never going to have money. And abundance is a lot more than just money too, okay? So for some of you, this is not money related at all. This is that poverty mindset, lack, but in regard to general abundance, because abundance comes in many forms. So it can be like an abundance of happiness in your life, an abundance of love in your life, and there's just something so ingrained in you that you're so used to not having this, that you've kind of gotten so used to not having it that you're telling yourself that you're never going to have it, and you're sort of trapping yourself in this little zone where the more that you're telling yourself, I can't have this, I'm not going to get this, you're holding yourself there, and you're not allowing yourself to actually experience more abundance in that area for yourself. Okay, so it's coming through as the poverty lack mindset. Okay, so you may want to look that up. There's lots of videos on YouTube explaining what that's all about. A lot, and keeping in mind, a lot of those videos do specify talking about financial poverty, okay? Whereas this is actually coming through for you, Aries. For majority of you, this has got to do with something else. I keep getting the idea of love coming through here, but what the prediction is that there's like a moment where this becomes clear to you that you are doing this, and that this is an issue for you. If you want more of that abundant energy in your life, that you actually need to stop and look at this poverty lack mindset that you have in regard to this. But we'll clarify a little bit more here, because I feel as though the clarification may actually show us a little bit more detail about what that is actually in regard to here. Clarify this prediction for Aries. Clarify this. I'm going to clarify the two cards individually. Clarify, firstly, the abundance What is the abundance for Aries? Please clarify that with this prediction. Clarify the burden of tears for Aries here. Clarify the burden of tears for Aries. Okay, and advice for Aries with this prediction, please. Advice for Aries with this prediction. Okay, so when I've clarified that burden of tears, which is where you're holding yourself back, where you're having emotion and negative emotion, you're carrying this stuff as a burden within yourself. You're we see grief and loss and I can't have this, the negative sort of emotions there with that burden of tears. We have house. Okay, so for a lot of you, this is definitely, ingrained in you from childhood. This is something that it's been so stable in your life that you don't know how to destabilize this energy, that you've had this burden for so long that you don't know how to, destabilize that and change that. The house has sort of zero movement. This is something where, this is, how you've been brought up from, your in your child, your family life, you may be coming from a family that says, oh, love doesn't exist, and that's what you've been brought up to believe, that kind of thing. We do see with the house energy here, this is all, the house does quite often represent you yourself as well. So this is like you yourself as a whole, and this has become a part of who you are. Okay, Aries. We do see the cross. So that does once again talk about the burden. You've been carrying this burden. This is it's you've been lugging this giant cross around. You don't need to carry that around anymore. For some of you, this is coming directly from your upbringing, that you've been, the burden is your upbringing, and that's what's holding you back here. That's what's, the way that you've been led to believe the world is from your upbringing. That is part of the burden here. So it's a need to sort of, I'm kind of getting the message of there's a need to reparent yourself in some kind of way here as well, to have faith that this burden can be lifted, that this is part of your story, yes, but you can change that. And I'm definitely seeing that you can change this. And this is what this moment is about. This prediction is about a moment where you realize you can change this for yourself, and you do change this for yourself. Okay, where you finally release that burden and you stop carrying that guilt, that feeling that this is all you deserve. Okay, we do see the rider as well. So there already is this push from this to release that burden, and to instead of carrying that burden heavily around everywhere you go, to sort of release that and move away from that. You know, take yourself further away from that, because we do see the house moving through to the rider, which the house is very solid, stable. We're seeing that hasn't changed within you for quite a long time, and the rider inspires movement. It's something that you're quickly moving away from. You're wanting to move away from this. Okay, and the abundance card, we do have that clarified here by the child coming through firstly for and foremost there. So once again, for a lot of you, this is something that has been, created within you from your childhood. This is part of your inner child wound, that has, that stops you from creating further abundance within yourself. You maybe are looking at this issue a little bit immaturely in the past. You've sort of looked at it a little bit immaturely, and you haven't seen a fully mature version of the possibility here, that you're, focusing on the burden rather than opening yourself up to possibilities. Okay, we do see the ship. Once again, a lot of movement coming through here. The abundance, that needing to change, that needing to mature, that needing to recognize that this is not part of my journey anymore. This is, this is that moment where something is occurring for you here, where your inner child is kind of like, I'm sick of sitting around the house doing nothing all day. I want to go out and have an adventure. And this is where, this sense of adventure within you is really what's helping you spur this moment on for yourself, and spur yourself on to create more abundance within your life here. We do see the masculine as well. So we are seeing a very a lot of logic and reason. This is something that you have told yourself, oh, I've got to, what's the song? There's a song that's coming through here with that. It's the song out of Mulan, and it's and I'm also getting that Bruno song as well, where it's very similar themes, where the child has such a weight on their shoulders that they feel responsible to look after their family, or they feel as though they have a duty to their family, that they have to do this, they have to be this way because of their family. So it's the Bruno song, where it's I wish I could remember the names of these two songs, but it's one of the main Bruno songs, where it's the sister, and she's in the movie, she's carrying the really heavy things, and I must not break, I must not fall, I must carry this all the time kind of energy. And then the Mulan song is the one where it's Mulan, I have to take this duty, I have to do right by my parents and go to war in my dad's place to make sure that he's looked after. It's my responsibility, it's my duty, I have to make my family proud, I have to make my ancestors proud. I can't remember any of the lyrics at the moment, but that's what I'm getting from that masculine energy, that there's a part of you here, Aries, that you carry this as though it is your duty to not have anything better for yourself. You're carrying this as though it's your duty to just whatever. I don't. You're holding yourself back from what you truly want here, what you truly deserve, because you're telling yourself, it's my duty to be the one that I have to have nothing. I have to stay at this level. I can't do better than this level, because this is what this is the best I've ever been told. This is the best I was told or shown that I can be. And so I can't do better than that. I'm just going to have to stay here at this level. Whereas, this moment that's coming up for you here, it's asking you to go beyond that level. Okay, it's asking you to go beyond that, and ask for more. Ask for more out of your life here. The advice we're seeing, we have the fish, which is the card of abundance. Focusing on the abundance and the things that you can have. Dream big, Aries, is what I'm getting from that. That there's a lot more. You deserve more than what you're telling yourself that you do, and you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself at that level, and there's this big sense of duty that's holding you back here as well. So, for some of you, I'm asking you here, especially with the inner child and the duty coming through, like the responsibilities and the duty to, stay that same version of yourself that you were brought up to believe that you are. Why? Why are you holding yourself to other people's ideals of you? Why are you holding yourself to an ideal of yourself that was created when you were 5, when you were, 10? Why are you holding yourself to that? You're not 10 anymore. You're a grown, fully grown, mature adult. We're asking you to grow beyond that. That may have been who you were back then. It doesn't need to be who you are now or in the future. Okay, because we do see the bouquet. Giving your all. Give more. Give more. Give more to yourself. Give more to your potential here. Okay, the bouquet is all about giving your all, giving your time, your love, your energy, yourself to this idea, And when we see the bouquet, it's reciprocal. So it'll all come back to you. Okay, it's all going to come back to you, and you are going to become more abundant. I have both abundance cards from both these decks coming through for you here, Aries. So the abundance is there. You can do better than what you think you can, than what you're holding yourself down to. You can do a lot better for yourself out of this life than what you're telling yourself that you can. We have the crossroad as well. So this is a conscious decision. This moment for you, it's going to be like a conscious decision of, hang on, why am I telling myself that I can't have that when that's what I want? I know that that's what I want. I know that that's what I truly deserve. Why am I telling myself that I can't have that? Making the conscious choice to, smash down that idea of holding yourself back, smash down that it's kind of like a glass ceiling that you've been stuck behind. Smash that glass ceiling and move through it, and do better, give more, get more. There's a lot here for you, Aries. I feel as though in the future you're going to have a lot of things happening for you, and there's a pivotal moment coming up for you very soon where it's all about making that choice to strive for more, to push yourself just a little bit more, to expect more out of life, to hope for more, to stop holding yourself back from where you've been in the past, and push yourself forwards. That's not who you are anymore. That past version of yourself, that's not who you are anymore. There is a big pivotal moment coming through for you, Aries, and it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, I feel, but you need to sort of make that conscious choice. Even if you're struggling at the time with making that conscious choice, stand there and say out loud to yourself, even if you don't believe it at the time, I deserve better than this. I am going to have better than this. I am going to strive for better than this. Okay, and that'll help push you through. All right, make it a conscious decision that I deserve more than what I'm telling myself I do. Okay, and for some of you, I do feel as though it's going to be a moment where someone tries to tell you, you can't do that, Aries. You can't have that, Aries. And this is where you need to go, yeah, I can. You telling me I can't gives me more, push to get more. Okay, use that against them. Your hatred makes me grow stronger. Your hater energy pushes me on to prove you wrong. Prove yourself wrong as well, Aries. Okay, predictions for Aries with romantic love. Predictions for Aries with romantic love. One wanted to come through specifically because of what I was just saying here, Aries. We have difficulties. Jealousies from others may serve as obstacles to the success of your connections. Okay, so someone telling you you can't do it, allow that to push you on and prove them wrong, okay? It's just an obstacle that they're trying to hold you back. Don't let them, okay? But we do also have soulmate and stay optimistic. Okay, so yes, this person is your soulmate. Your connection is sacred. Positive thinking and faith will bring romance into your life. Okay, so for some of you, you've met this person already. You know who this person is. There is a prediction here where you're going to question yourself, like, why do I feel like this person is my soulmate? It's because they are your soulmate. Okay, soulmates come in lots of different forms as well, Aries. Keep that in mind. But positive thinking and faith will, think positive. If you believe that this person is your soulmate, have faith in that, and anything can happen if we have enough faith. Okay, so that's what we have for you today, Aries. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, and hopefully I will see you all soon.